What's up, everybody? In today's video, we have a massive update regarding Johnny Somali. It turns out that he had court this morning. I had no clue about it, and he might have committed perjury while on the stand. Now, luckily, Atozi and Gabe were in South Korea, boots on the ground to cover this. And before we get started, I just want to let you guys know we gained over 3,000 new subscribers in the last week. So some of you may not be aware of who Johnny Somali is. He's one of the biggest nuisance streamers, if not the biggest on the planet. And I started covering him last year where he got to South Korea. He started committing a bunch of crimes. Right now, he is facing 8 charges. So we have 4 counts of obstruction of business, for which he has pled guilty. We have 2 counts of the Minor Offense Act, for which he has pled guilty. And then we have 2 deepfake counts, for which he has pled not guilty. So that's what's going on at this moment. And we have an update regarding one of the deepfake counts. Without further ado, let's get started.
What happened now was Johnny pressed charges against Youngman. Youngman is one of the people who pressed charges against him for the deepfakes. So currently Johnny is facing 2 counts of deepfake charges. One is from the Korean streamer by the name of Bong Bong, and the other one is from the Korean streamer by the name of Youngman. So Johnny and his legal team decided to go on the offense against Youngman because Youngman is in quite the pickle, to put it lightly, right now.
So this guy Youngman is in quite the predicament indeed, because he participated in the January 19th riots where he was throwing bricks and cinder blocks through the courthouse's windows, which is incredibly stupid to do. And all of that was on camera. Let me show you a brief clip of what happened that day. So because of that, he is now in prison, and now Johnny had the idea of pressing charges on him. And now if he were to be found guilty of these charges, he would spend even more time in prison. So Johnny had actually really good leverage on him to get him to drop his case of deepfake against Johnny. These are the charges that he pressed on him.
Johnny then pressed charges back at Youngman, and that happened today. So it was for the deepfake. Then it was also for assault with a baton, because that was actually that clip where they ran up on him and whacked him. That was, so one of the times Johnny was assaulted, that was Youngman who did it?
Yes.
Okay, so that was for that. And then obviously the last charge then was for stalking. So he has a deepfake charge, an assault with a baton, and then stalking. That's what Johnny hit on this other Korean stream. Now, so essentially the reason they played that Uno reverse was they wanted to come to a settlement so that Johnny could, so that Youngman wouldn't drop the charges at Johnny. Because Johnny has 2 deepfake charges, which each could be, 10 years in jail?
So here's the thing. They pressed these charges on him. Stalking, according to Gabe, has merit. Now, the other charge, which is the deepfake, it may have merit because Youngman did show the deepfake on his stream. And keep in mind, Johnny Somali is not accused of producing it, but simply of distributing it, which is just as serious. Now, the charge with assault with a baton, that is very interesting because it comes from this video. Now, this video happened exactly a year ago, almost. I remember dropping it on Halloween night, and it got quite a bit of traction. That's when Johnny Somali got jumped by these Korean men, and Youngman was one of them. Take a look at this.
때린다. 들어와. 와우.
So you see here that Johnny Somali got tossed to the ground. He took 1 or 2 hits and then he got away, ran like a coward. Meanwhile, his other friend got tossed to the ground and totally pounded, and not in the way that he would appreciate it. Now, Youngman was part of this, but apparently he took Hank's baton. The person that brought a baton to the fight is Hank. Now, this is going to be very important when it comes to perjury. Take a look at this.
To the attorney, he also said that he believes that Johnny committed perjury multiple times. And is there a chance that he can be charged for today's court case or for perjury in today's court?
I believe he committed the crime of perjury multiple times with a very specific goal, which is to reach this settlement. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
That's his goal from this. He doesn't want to actually see Youngman convicted. He wants to reach that settlement. So that was perjury. I think it's unlikely to go forward because the conclusion was a settlement, and the court loves when two parties settle.
So Gabe says that it's unlikely that there will be charges. I guess we'll have to find out with time. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it could. Now, what did Johnny Somali lie about on the stand? That is a very good question. Let's take a look.
And he lied a lot, apparently.
A lot.
So what did the translators say that he lied about, or what was the main things?
I think the primary one was saying, I don't know, or I don't remember, the things he clearly would have remembered. For example, who brought the baton? Who brought the baton to the fight? You know.
Okay.
Everybody knows that Hank brought the baton. It's obvious. He talks about the baton, he shows the baton on stream, the baton is in his apartment.
So yeah, we have seen this baton multiple times on the live streams, especially when he's drunk and he's crashing out and he starts flexing his weapons. Now he has the rifle, which is a BB gun, and then he has the pepper spray, he has the baton, and he starts flexing them. So we know very well that it's his possession, or Hank. So if he claims that he does know who brought it to the fight, that could be interpreted as perjury.
Johnny knows that baton very well. And they asked him who brought the baton, and he said, I don't know.
And Youngman ended up disarming and using the baton?
That's
Is that
right.
what happened?
Hank brought the baton, and Youngman felt, I guess, threatened by the baton, so he took it, and Johnny claims he hit him.
Interesting. Okay. Obviously, this is all alleged. None of this is confirmed at all.
So let's be clear, it's not confirmed, but if he were to get charged with this, it's a very, very serious crime. So it's punishable by up to 5 years, and it's a more severe penalty with up to 10 years for intentionally causing injury to an accused person in a criminal or disciplinary case. So I don't know which one would apply. Once again, we don't know if he'll get charged with this, but now let's get to the conclusion of today's hearing. What happened to the charges? And unfortunately, it looks like one of the deepfake charge is getting dropped.
Anyway, so today was actually a big victory for Johnny because one of the deepfake charges have been dropped. Now, the next thing is, will the other deepfake charge get dropped? That's currently with Bong Bong. But Bong Bong has not been formally charged with anything as of now, at least.
As far as we know.
So Johnny doesn't actually have that leverage with her.
I think he said something very interesting. They asked him if he sued anybody else, or not, I shouldn't say sued, filed charges against anybody else, criminal charges against anybody else besides Youngman. And he said 1 or 2. I think the wording was very interesting. He said 1 or 2. And then he mentioned Yu Dalgun, the assault case. He mentioned that one, but what did he not mention?
Bong Bong.
And why did he say, I'm reading between the lines here.
Of like 1 or 2, so he's trying to press charges against Bong Bong, most likely.
If it was going ahead against Bong Bong, I think the wording would have been 2. Yu Dalgun and Bong Bong.
Interesting. And you told me he tried to press charges
against
against
an opinion.
Bong Bong.
I'm just guessing.
And you told me earlier he tried to press charges against Bong Bong early on.
Yes.
But that was not successful.
We don't know for sure, but this is speculation. I'm speculating that is not going ahead.
So it is unfortunate that the one deepfake charge was dropped, but at the end of the day, for the other person in the situation, Youngman, this is a really good thing because he got 3 criminal charges dropped and he didn't want to do more time in prison. Now, for Johnny, it is a win. There's no other way to put this. But let's be clear. The charge did not get dropped because he is innocent. The charge got dropped because he was able to settle with the other party. Now, that is unlikely to happen with the second victim, Bong Bong, because he doesn't have anything against her. Now that we know that one of the charges has been dropped, how much time is he facing now?
This charge gets dropped, and if he has one deepfake charge against him, he's still looking at 7 years. If he drops the second deepfake charge, how many years is potentially left then?
So he's still at the point where max penalty is 12 years. If the deepfake, which is the most serious one, if both of them are dropped, that brings the max down to 5. So that's a dramatic change, and it also brings the mandatory prison time like out of the equation.
Okay, so he no longer has mandatory prison time
Yes.
if it gets dropped down to 5?
Yes, that doesn't mean he won't, but it won't be nearly as much.
Okay.
Now, my personal opinion, again, this is my opinion, I think the likelihood of Bongbong dropping is very low because she hasn't committed any other crimes against him, and the circumstances where she showed this deep fake do not indicate a crime. Because when she played it, she didn't know what it was.
So that's good news. So that means that the second deepfake charge should stick. Now, I'm really surprised by this. I had no idea that he had court today, but luckily Atozi and Gabe were there in South Korea to report on the situation. So huge shout out to them. Now that's it for the video. Keep in mind, he does have court on October 29th. I will be covering that as well. And by the way, let's get to 100,000. We are so damn close, a little bit over 7,000 subscribers, and we will hit that milestone. Thank you so much in advance, and I'll see you guys on the next one.